Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a video that I wasn't planning on filming, but then I was like, why the hell not? So today I'm talking about all the books I read in December. So in true Elisa fashion, this wrap up is so damn late, but whatever. I am going to film it, I'm going to upload it, I am past caring about what everyone else is doing, I'm just doing what I want to do. So I didn't read a ton in December. I was doing Christmassy things and avoiding my GoodReads goal that I didn't want to admit I had very, very poorly done. What? That was not English, but okay, whatever. We're gonna talk about it. The first book I finished in December was 400 Souls, A Community History of African America by Ibram X. Kendi. I was so impressed by this book. It just was so impactful and interesting and just genuinely incredible. I gave it a 5-star. It took me quite a bit. I listened to it on audio and I would kind of just listen to it in chunks, and genuinely one of my favorite books of the year. It was so incredibly good and I would highly recommend it to everybody because it is an intimidating book, but I would recommend listening to it on audio because it is a really great audiobook. You do get the writers narrating their essays and just absolutely amazing. I learned so much that they don't teach you in school. Obviously that's like a big thing, is how much whitewashing the American school system does, but this taught me a lot. Next up, I read something I wasn't expecting to read, and that was the Anthropocene reviewed by John Green. I gave this a 4-star. This is a bunch of different essays written by John Green where he rates things out of 5 stars, and I liked it a lot, actually. I was not expecting to enjoy it the amount that I did. I listened to this mostly on my drive back from New York City to and from, and I just truly thought it was really good. It's probably one of my favorite John Green works at this time because it just was impactful in such a cool way. He wrote it, a lot of it during COVID, and that, you know, obviously has its impact, and I really liked it. Next up, I read Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I gave this a 4-star. I truly thought I was gonna hate this, so it was really exciting when I didn't. It did take me a little bit to get into the flashbacks between the 80s and the 50s. I just wanted to stay in the 50s, but we kept flashing back to pre-party. Once we got into party, I will say it did go pretty quick for me. I liked it. I liked the perspectives. I have said this a couple times now, Taylor Jenkins Reid makes me believe in her characters. They feel like real people. I understand their motivations. They just feel real to me, and she's so good at that, which is why I enjoyed this so much. I feel like if any other author had done this book, I would have been like, that was nothing. What was even the point? Because it was her, I loved it. I just, oh my god. It was incredible, and you know, people have talked some shit about it this year. And yes, it was not the level of Daisy Jones and Evelyn Hugo, but it was still really good. Then I listened to The Adventure of the Christmas Pudding by Agatha Christie. This was a really short audiobook. It was fine. I gave it a 3-star. It was a decent Christmassy Perrault novel, and I feel like this a lot about Agatha Christie. I either am like meh or I really like it. So it was just kind of meh for me. This one was really fun. I read How Y'all Doing? Misadventures and Mischief from A Life Well Lived by Leslie Jordan. I gave this a 4-star. He narrates it. I listened to it on audio. It was really fun and really cute, and he shares so many stories about his life and different people he's met and different things that he's done, and I loved it. I thought it was really cool and funny and cute and just like a good time. It was just a good time. Then I read The Christmas Train by David Baldacci or Baldacci, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I hated this. I gave it a 2-star. This is a lovely Hallmark movie. This was remade, I think in 2018 with Dermot Mulroney, is that his name? And Paisley. Brad Paisley's wife. What's her name? Fuck, I can never remember her first name. According to Jim. My god, I don't remember her name. But she's in it. And she's really good in it. and a bunch of other people. There's like a bunch of other people in that movie. It's like the highest budgeted Hallmark movie I've ever seen. But it was so good. It was so cute, very Christmassy, very romantic, but then there's like mystery and adventure, and they're both journalists, and it's really cool, and I really liked it. The fucking book. You're in the main character, who will forever be Dermot Mulroney in my head, and he has the worst perspective ever. He's so annoying. He's like sexist and like just like an ass like the whole way, and I didn't like him at all, and he just ruined the book for me. So yeah, 2-star. Such a cute Christmas movie. Watch the movie. I loved it. Hate the book. Don't read the book. Next up, I read The 4 Agreements, A Practical Guide to Personal Freedom by Miguel Ruiz. Really like this. I gave it a 4-star. I don't think it's like perfect by any means, but I think it brings up a lot of good points. It's definitely one that I would want to reread to gain more from it. This was on recommendation from my friend Steven. He loves this book, and he's like changed his life because of this book. So obviously impactful. I think I need to read it again, and probably not on ebook. That's how I was reading it, and I think a lot of it was lost on me because of that. We'll see if I ever come back to it. Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Caw. So obviously Kayla read this, gave it like a 1 or a 2. She gave it a 2-star, and a lot of people were saying this was just meh. I gave it a 3. It had its moments for me. Thinking about it now, I'm a little uneasy. I'm home alone, and I'm like, wait. I don't really want to think about this book. I read it in the bathtub, which I think also, you're very vulnerable in the bath. And I think that increased my like, ugh. I liked it to an extent. A lot of the writing felt overly written at parts where I was like, okay. The characters all suck. I would have been fine if they'd all just been killed right there immediately. It's fine. It is scary. There are moments where I was like, what the fuck do you mean? But it was just okay. It was just okay. Then I read Upright Women Wanted by Sarah Gailey. I really like this. I gave it a 4-star. It is basically like it's in the future, but we're riding around on horses and taking the West and things like that. And women and everyone basically have been shoved back where you have to have like approved materials, and you know, have to be in a heterosexual relationship, and there's a lot of rules. It's very like conservative and but there's this girl who runs away after her lesbian lover is hung for having unapproved materials. So she sneaks away with the librarians who deliver the approved materials, and then she finds out that they are not just like workers of the state, they are lesbians. And then you have a non-binary character, and it is so great. It was so good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. 4-star. I wanted more. I think that was the one thing I was like, can we expand on this world? Can we just do more? I don't think it needed to be that short. But it was so good. So good. Then pretty much all of December, I was reading The Big Book of Christmas Mysteries, edited by Otto Penzler. I gave this a 3-star. This is like a 32-hour audiobook. It took me the entire month to read, and it's a 3-star mostly because there were some great stories, and then there were some meh stories, and then there were some bad stories. I enjoyed it though. It was really fun. Most of them, or not most of them, a lot of them were like older, so published 1920s and, you know, other times. And that was cool, and it was definitely a different vibe, but I enjoyed them. It's a lot of like whodunit. It was different than, what was it, The Usual Santas that I read last year, where that was like hard-boiled crime noir, and I didn't enjoy that one, like at all. This one was a lot more like whodunit, classic mystery, which I really liked, and it was also kind of holiday. Some of them way more holiday than others, but I enjoyed them. 3 stars. And then I tried to cheat my Goodreads goal, and I was going to do a vlog all about cheating my Goodreads goal, and I didn't finish it. But I did end up reading 4 Amazing Days of Abby Hayes books, which were some of my favorites when I was younger, and I'd actually never reread them. So this was super fun. So I read Look Before You Leap, which is about Abby wanting a pet. I read The Pen is Mightier Than the Sword, which is about Abby becoming an advice columnist for her school paper. I read Have Wheels Will Travel, which was about earning money for rollerblades. And I read Now You See It, Now You Don't, which was kind of like a whodunit where some things are going missing and Abby has to figure out who's stealing them. They're really fun. I gave them all 5s just for nostalgia alone. I forgot how much I love journal entries, or actually no, I forgot how my love for journal entries in a book has been there since I was like 7, because I used to love these books mostly because she writes in her journal and we get to read those entries. Love it. Mixed media. I was a mixed media bitch from elementary school, and Abby probably instilled that love in me. But those are all of the books that I read in December. Not a horrible reading month, but not the best for like end of the year. I didn't really finish it on a strong note. I'm trying to start it on a strong note though, so fingers crossed that's going well. But thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all the normal stuff, and I will see you all again really soon. Bye.